Are you looking for an athletic scholarship? You're in the right place. This is the Recruit Me Athletic Scholarship Podcast, the longest-running podcast on recruiting and athletic scholarships. We're here to help your family navigate the recruiting road all the way to an athletic scholarship. He's a recruiting expert and a dad of 2 college athletes. He has a wealth of experience to share. Here's Recruit Me CEO, Brent Hanks.
Welcome to episode 415 of the Athletic Scholarship Podcast. This week's episode is the second episode in a series about the 7 steps to an athletic scholarship. Those 7 steps can be found in the Recruit Me 3.0 Athletic Scholarship System. Go to recruit-me.com to get more information on the Recruit Me 3.0 system. Last week's episode 414, was step 1 of the 7 steps and covered the subject of select the right schools to contact. I read from pages 17, 18, and 19 of the Recruit Me 3.0 System Manual and gave you references to 12 past the Athletic Scholarship episodes to expand on Step 1. Last week's episode was a little shorter than normal because I was traveling to Canada and was busy watching my oldest son, Parker, get married at Lake Louise near Banff, Alberta, Canada. It was a beautiful setting for Parker and Molly to exchange their wedding vows. Our phase of sports and academics with Parker have passed, and we are excited to see his professional and family phase start up. As a side note to both parents and the high school student athlete, time passes fast in both high school and college. Use Recruit Me and the Athletic Scholarship Podcast to help you to prepare for your choice and your time playing your sport in college. Decisions in your high school years set up your next 40-plus years, so let me help you help yourself. Today is Step 2 to an athletic scholarship. Step 2 is write a great introductory email. If you haven't listened to episode 414, that is okay, but these 2 episodes do build on each other. So do listen to episode 414 at some time. I'm going to read from pages 29 through 37, and then pages 38, 39, and 40 that have sample emails for you to emulate. Page 41 is a summary of the chapter. All of these pages again can be found in the Recruit Me 3.0 System Manual. I'm now reading from the chapter, Step 2, Write a Great Email, in the Recruit Me 3.0 System Manual. Now that you've compiled at least a starter list of schools, the next process will take you through the steps to contacting the coaches. You're going to be sending them what we call your introductory package. It will include an email and a player profile. In this chapter, we talk about the email, and in the next chapter about your player profile. Just be aware that you will need both before you're ready to contact coaches. Don't send the introductory email by itself, but send it with the player profile. A question comes up. Can't I just contact college coaches online? The manual says, all college athletic programs have an online process that you can use to express your interest in their program. They will have their online questionnaire just waiting for you to fill out on their websites. This does speed up the process from the coach's point of view because applicants go right into their database of prospective student athletes. You won't be introducing yourself using the online questionnaires. Why? Because submitting your information online takes away the personal, attention-getting nature of your process. How can you make a unique first impression if you are just one of dozens or hundreds of athletes who have submitted an impersonal online form that week? It takes little effort to complete a form and submit it on 50 school sites, and coaches know that. A big drawback of using an online form is that you can only give facts, figures, and statistics. There's usually no way for you to describe yourself, express your enthusiasm for the school's program, or show personality. It is basically a cookie-cutter approach that makes for a much less effective first contact than sending your introductory packet done our way. Therefore, I highly recommend that you send your introductory packet to the coach before you complete their online information form. You'll make a stronger connection with the coach by doing this. When the coach responds to you, he may ask you to complete his or her online form. We'll discuss that step in the chapter on questionnaires. The basics of your email. Let's go through your email now. This is the one document that you'll be able to make a personal first impression. Once you have your basic email written, this will be your model for your personalized emails and letters you send to colleges you're interested in. So, a few important points about the email. Number 1, make it your email. This communication piece must come from the athlete because that's who the coaches will want to build a relationship with. We encourage parents to help craft the content, but make sure it's from the athlete. Number 2, make it brief. The key to an effective email or letter can be summed up in one word, brief. The goal is not to share your life story or all your great athletic achievements. That will come later, but a long introductory piece will turn off the coaches quickly. He's only going to read the first few paragraphs anyway. Therefore, the email should be 4 to 5 paragraphs long. Write it in a Word document and limit it to 1 page. That's a good guideline for length. Then you can copy and paste it into your email. Every word counts. This is an introduction to your student-athlete. This all makes sense, doesn't it? You'd be surprised, though, the number of parents or student-athletes who write a multi-page email that never gets read. Make a good first impression by keeping the piece short and interesting. 3. Choose your words carefully. You shouldn't just write whatever comes to your mind. In fact, you really need to choose your words carefully so you communicate key elements that will get the coach's attention and get his or her response. Number 4, tell the truth. You need to be truthful and accurate. Do not overinflate your accomplishments. Effectively communicate your successes that present you in the best light, but don't exaggerate and describe some other person. You want to be recruited for who you are. Number 5, be interesting. You must communicate the kinds of things that will get the coach's attention and make him or her want to know more about you, enough that they write back. Don't be dull and boring by only telling facts. Let them see your heart and your passion for your sport. A side note in this chapter, mail or email. I used to recommend that athletes do not make their initial contact by email, but obviously times have changed. Most coaches expect to receive emails from prospective athletes. However, I still feel that you can make a strong impression by regular mail. So don't rule that out. So few athletes are sending things through regular mail. It's a great way to get a coach's attention. Do the opposite of what everyone else is doing and you'll make an impression. Also, with email, you're not sure if it's going to end up in the coach's inbox. It may go to a junk folder. You'll think that he or she is not interested in you, when in reality they didn't see your email. If you don't hear back from a coach within 3 to 4 weeks, I recommend that you send your introductory piece by regular mail. Sometimes it takes that extra effort to get the coach's attention. Page 33 of the Recruit Me 3.0 System Manual has this information: the email writing process flow. This will help you understand intuitively what should be in each section of your one-page letter or short email. Box 1. Who, what, where, and when. Introduce yourself and your intentions with a 1-sentence opening paragraph. Box 2. Athletic abilities. Briefly tell about 3 or 4 of your athletic accomplishments and impressive stats from your most recent season. If you have participated in or received honors in other sports, mention them, but do not include highlights. Box number 3. Why do you enjoy competing in your sport? This is one inspiring sentence from your heart. Box number 4. What are you doing currently in your sport? For instance, you may be in season or playing on an off-season club team. You may be taking lessons of some kind. You may be planning to go to a summer camp in your sport. In addition, mention academics by giving your grade point average, SAT or ACT scores, or other academic achievements. Box number 5. How will you benefit the team that you are writing to? What will you bring to the program with your abilities, skills, characters, and work ethic? In the following pages are 3 sample letters or emails, one of which was actually used by the sons of John Fugler, the author of the Recruit Me 3.0 manual. Before we turn to those, let's elaborate on what you want to say in the emails. Remember, 4 or 5 short paragraphs. Parents, the following instructions are for your son or daughter as they write the email, with your help. In fact, I'll be speaking directly to your son or daughter at this point, even if you are the one leading and administrating the process. Walking through the email writing process. Now let's walk through the email writing process. A. Who, what, when, and where. Introduce yourself and your intentions with a 1-sentence opening paragraph, such as, I'm a junior in high school and I'm interested in competing at Penn State in the year 2012. Here's what John's son wrote in his opening paragraph. I have interest in playing baseball for Ohio State next year. B. Athletic abilities. Briefly tell about 3 or 4 of your athletic accomplishments and impressive stats from your most recent season. If you have participated in or received honors in other sports, mention them, but do not include highlights. Here's what John's son wrote in this paragraph. Because of my athletic abilities, I have been used as an all-around player. This summer I played catcher and first base in addition to pitching. We played a 93-game schedule and traveled throughout several western states. I finished 4-3 and had a batting average of .322. C. Personal. Why do you enjoy competing in your sport? This is one inspiring sentence from your heart. John said what his son wrote was not all that inspiring, but he wants you to see it anyway. He wrote, I love baseball and because of the weather here, I can compete and condition year-round. D. Currently. What are you currently doing in your sport? For instance, You may be in season or playing on an off-season club team. You may be taking lessons of some kind. You may be planning on going to a summer camp in your sport. In addition, mention academics by giving your grade point average, ACT or SAT scores, and other academic achievements. Here's what John's son wrote. Right now I'm playing on a high school travel team that competes against junior colleges and scout teams in Southern and Central California. I realize that academics are a high priority, and I have kept on top of my grades, maintaining a 4.0 plus GPA. How? How will you benefit the team that you are writing to? What will you bring to the program with your abilities, skills, character, and work ethic? Here's what John's son said. I would bring to the Ohio State program strong abilities as a pitcher and position player, a quality work ethic, and a willingness to spend time to improve. It is my dream to lead my college team to a championship. John said, that's it. That's all you'll be saying in your introductory email. A positive first impression. This simple one-page, short email will make a positive first impression on a coach. You'd be surprised about how many people do not send cover letters or personal emails, but only a resume. I believe that a short email or cover letter gets the attention by telling the student-athlete's story. It also shows that you have something on the ball. Considering the fact that many student-athletes do not send a cover letter or email, and others send one as a long midterm report, yours will stand out. And for athletes that use a recruiting service to contact schools for them, most of the time a service does not send a letter at all. Remember, this must be a one-page letter or a 4 or 5-page paragraph email. This is not optional. If it is more than one page, keep cutting until you get to one page. Then paste into the body of your email. I think you'll be pleased when you're done because you'll have a hard-hitting email with a lot of substance and no fluff. Remember, turn to your parents or an adult mentor to help you with this. You are not in this alone. You can feel overwhelmed if you're doing all the work. Once you finish your email, have a couple people read it and suggest some edits. This is not intended to be a long process, but it is good to get a second opinion before you send it out. Remember that first impression saying. Here are some example emails. At the top, have the date. Dear Coach Anderson, I have had an interest in playing baseball for Ohio State for 2 years. I am entering my junior year at Fairfax High School outside of Phoenix. For years, I have been one of the top players in my age group. In June, I pitched 2 scoreless, no-hit innings at the Team 1 West Regional Showcase. Because of my athletic abilities, I have been used as an all-around player. I love baseball, and because of the weather here, I compete and condition year-round. Competing at the championship level is something I want to do year after year. This summer, I played catcher and first base in addition to pitching. We played a 44-game schedule and traveled through several western states. I finished 4-3 and had a batting average of .322. Right now, I am playing on a high school travel team that competes against junior colleges and scout teams in Arizona. I am looking for a winning college baseball program where I can use my skills. I have kept on top of my grades, maintaining a 3.4 GPA. I would bring the Ohio State program strong abilities as a pitcher and position player, a quality work ethic, and a willingness to spend time to improve. I look forward to talking to you. Sincerely, your name, address, and phone number. And nowadays, additionally, put your email and your social media contacts. Sample number 2. Put the date. Dear Coach Reynolds, I am entering my junior year at Crossroads High School in Memphis, Tennessee, and I am interested in playing for Indiana University in 2 years. Last year, I was a starter for our varsity team and averaged 21.4 points a game and 7.5 rebounds per game. In addition, I was named second team All-League, helping our team to second place in the league and the third round of the state playoffs. I have maintained a 3.0 GPA in my first 2 years. Basketball has been my favorite sport since 5th grade, and I love competing year-round. I am looking forward to this season more than any other because we have a shot at reaching the state Final Four, and I am excited about that. I have just come off a good summer season, playing 24 games in 2 months. With some traveling to some tournaments around the state. I averaged 19.8 points per game and started most of the games. I believe I can compete at Indiana University. I have been following your team for a few years, and I know I can contribute. I have played in many pressure situations and before a lot of large crowds. I have had good coaching in season and on our summer team, and I am continuing to improve. I look forward to hearing back from you. Sincerely. Again, your name, address, and contact information. A third example. Put the date, the coach's name. Dear Coach Waddell, I am writing you because I have a desire to play football at Oregon State next season. I have completed my junior year and had my best season ever. I am a linebacker, and this year earned the honor of first team All-County, as well as making the All-Academic team for the second year in a row. My accomplishments include averaging over 5 tackles and 6 assists per games. I had 4 interceptions, one of which I ran back for a touchdown. I love football because I enjoy being part of a winning team. I enjoy playing hard, and I love to hit. Right now, I am getting ready to train for the fall. I have a weight and conditioning program that I am working on. I played baseball in the spring, so I'm now getting ready to start working out for football. I have been invited to a regional combine next month, and I will actually be at the Nebraska football camp the second week of July. Academically, I have a 3.3 GPA, and my SAT score is 1270. I know I can contribute and even win a starting spot at Oregon State. I am a team player and have learned the importance of being teachable if I want to get better. I hope to hear back from you. Sincerely. Again, name and contact information. That concludes the reading from the chapter on Step 2 of the 7 Steps to an Athletic Scholarship, found in the Recruit Me 3.0 Athletic Scholarship System. In summary, these are key points. Send a personal email to a coach. Your email should be brief. Write it as a one-page and just a few paragraphs. Then you can copy and paste it into your email. Write a sample or a model that you can personalize for each school and coach. Have a couple of friends or family members read your sample email and make suggestions. And if a coach doesn't respond in 3 weeks to your email, send your introductory packet by mail or even call. And join me next week for Step 3 of the 7 Steps to an Athletic Scholarship, found at the recruit-me.com website. Step 3 is create your own one-page player profile.